Hi, I'm Deanna Jones, and I'm in Milton at the Halton Waste Management site, the end product of a 20-year process of searching, planning, design, and construction. What's the end result? A state-of-the-art facility, world-renowned for innovation and attention to environmental safety. The site is 126 hectares. 53 hectares is used for landfill, while the rest of the space is used for operations, waste diversion, and buffers. The site opened in September 1992 and has evolved from a landfill to a fully integrated waste management facility and has become Halton Region's one-stop solution to recycling and disposal services. After a 15-year assessment process, the Halton Regional Landfill became a focal point for both environmental professionals and the public. Today, after 20 years, it has become a leading example of how a well-operated landfill can have a minimal effect on the environment. Join me as we tour the daily operations of the Halton Waste Management site, and we will see how a well-designed facility makes waste management environmentally friendly, healthy, and safe. Here we are at the scale house. Let's go in and see what happens inside.
Kept coming back with Phil. Hi, how are you?
I'm here with Magda in the scale house. Magda, why don't you tell me a little bit about what happens in here?
Generally, it's a nice open space to work, and you meet so many different people. You see so many different loads that come into the container station and the transfer station and the landfill. Also, you get to learn about what different vehicles weigh, the garbage trucks, the municipal trucks. It's great.
So you weigh each vehicle that comes through to see how much they are bringing into the landfill site, or wherever they're bringing it.
Yes. When we drive up on the scale, we can see how much weight they have in their vehicle, because we're pretty familiar with the weights of the vehicles after a while.
And then you assess what's in their vehicle and tell them where to bring it?
That's right. Most of the material goes to the container station where they can sort it. There is a few materials that go straight to the landfill.
So what's the most interesting thing you've seen dropped off here?
We get a few boats.
Really?
Yes, boats. Big, full-size boats. And we send them out to the landfill. And after a few times, they do get crushed, but it takes a while.
So this is the scale house, the first thing you see on your way into the site. So let's head in and see what happens to all this material once we're inside. The buildings on site have been designed to look like barns and farmhouses to blend into our local community. Rain and snow water is collected from the building roofs to be used in minimizing dust and dirt on our roads and equipment. On-site roads were constructed using shredded tires, which helps make the roads last longer. How do you think the Halton landfill rates compared to other ones?
It rates very well compared with other municipalities. Very well.
Oh, hey Mike. Hey. I just outgrew my bike. I was wondering if there's a place around here I could put it.
Well, you came to the right place. This is the container station, and we actually take all the bikes right over here, and we have a charity that comes and picks them all up.
So there's a container for different things in this whole area?
Each different thing is absolutely separated. Everything from plant pots to metal, wood, garbage, recycling. Absolutely everything here is recycled or donated, other than the actual garbage, which is sent to the landfill.
So what happens when people come in and their car's full of different items?
Well, we have our attendants here that greet the customers when they come in, and depending on what they have, they're assigned to the certain bin that whatever kind of materials they have.
Well, I'd love to go around and see what people are dropping off today. Do you think we could do that?
Absolutely, I'd love to show you.
All right, let's just get rid of this little bike and
Get
out there.
Sounds good.
The Halton Waste Management site also diverts rubble by using rocks and brick for on-site building purposes.
Did you know that a lot of the materials here gets reused or diverted from the landfill and made into other things?
Well, that's why they separate it all, right? So you can use, the wood gets recycled, the stone gets ground, and the other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the roads even on this site are made from your back patio.
See, it makes me feel so good.
Well, good for you. Can I help you whip something in there? Go ahead.
Let
me just get this. I got this,
you can
guys.
take the heaviest part.
No problem. No
Tell you what, I'll
problem.
grab that
All
one.
right, you get that. Oh, nice heave there. This is fun. Do you enjoy this? So Mike, if I had a computer or a TV or some type of electronic, this is where I'm bringing it?
Yeah, this is the exact spot actually. If you bring in any type of electronics, they're free. And we're actually one of the top recyclers in Ontario for electronics.
That is awesome.
I have taken my bags of leaves, I have taken old paint, fire retardant things that I can't have at home or shouldn't have at home because I do home daycare, I take there.
Ever wonder where you can bring your old batteries, paint cans, stains, all those hazardous household items that you have no idea what to do with? Well, wonder no longer, because this is where you can bring them, and it's absolutely free. They'll take all of the materials and make sure they're safely disposed of and they avoid the landfill site. Plus, when you get here, you can also go into the paint and stain reuse depot. So if you're looking for a new color for your kitchen, this is where you can get paint and stain for free.
Items like used clothing, books, and small furniture don't have to be thrown out in the garbage. They can be reused. The Halton Waste Management site has a reuse depot to collect these items, which are used in community programs or sold in reuse thrift stores.
What kind of animals do you think you would find at a landfill?
Oh, raccoon.
I found a tiger.
A tiger? I have a feeling I'm not in Kansas anymore. Garrett! Garrett! Oh, I wish I had a GPS. Turn right and a left down the long aisle and you'll find him. Oh, please tell me you're Garrett.
Yes, I am, Deanna.
Oh,
How are you doing?
a lot better now that I found you, Garrett.
Well, good to see you here.
Good to see you too. I've been lost in this maze of compost for so long, but it is fascinating. Please, tell me, how does this work?
At this point, the entire process is finished. When we go to the beginning of our process, it's when we take curbside yard waste from the residents, we bring it here, we grind it up in small pieces, we put it in windrows, we bring oxygen into the piles because the bacteria that are going to break the compost down, the yard waste down, need oxygen. They're aerobic bacteria. And the process takes about 3 to 4 months. And at the end of 4 months, we screen the material. What it means is all the large pieces of wood, some pieces of plastic that are still in there, we have taken out, and we end up with a product like this, what you see here beside you. And that's why I call this our black gold, because it looks very nice. It's really good compost. We actually give this material away to the residents twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall.
For free?
For free. As a matter of fact, we asked for a food donation, and we're very proud that we're one of the largest contributors to the food banks in Halton region. So we're very proud of that fact as well.
Thank you so much, Garrett. This is fantastic. And all of this came from the people of Halton.
Absolutely, and we're very proud of the people of Halton, for the residents, because the material that comes in is very, very clean. So we find very little contamination in the piles. Bye, Deanna.
Areas.
Any guesses on what type of machines are there?
Oh, when they in Wall-E, they squish it in a little box. There's probably something like that. Is there?
Ever wonder what happens to your blue bin and green cart materials once it leaves your curbside? Well, it ends up here at the transfer station. And to find out what exactly the transfer station is, we're going to talk to Ben. Hey, Ben, come here. So Ben, why don't you tell me a little bit about what it is you do here at the transfer station?
Well, I manage all the waste collection trucks that pick up the recycling from your curbside, and they bring it all here to this site, and they unload the recycling at this end of the building, and then they unload the organics at the other side of the building. And then from here, it's moved off-site in long haul trucks, and then it goes off to our processing plant, our recycling plant, and our organics plant, where it's all processed. and reused in compost as well as products. There's probably about 30 loads a day that come into this site. We do have two other sites in Halton that take material. One of them is located in Georgetown, and the other one's in Burlington.
So all of the materials that are in here, where do they come from?
The materials here actually come from Milton, so all the trucks that do the curbside collection in Milton come to this site at the landfill. They unload their trucks here, and then it's moved into the long trucks to be moved off-site. The residents of Halton are great. I mean, they're some of the best recyclers in the GTA, in my opinion. We have a diversion rate here of about almost 60%. And we're seeing about 90% put out of blue boxes every week at the curb. So, I mean, they're doing great. Our organics program started in 2008, and it's been a huge success. We're seeing probably about 70%, 75% of people putting it out.
Thank you so much for having me here, Ben.
Oh, you're welcome.
As you can see, the people of Halton Region obviously care about the recycling. And how cool is it to know that all of this stuff will one day be turned into other products? Hey, Ben, do you think I could have the keys to this for an hour or two?
Not a chance.
All right, my first question for you guys is, where do you think your household waste goes after it leaves your curbside?
Landfill. Landfill. Landfill.
Can we sing that all together? Landfill. Okay, great. So I'm here at the Halton landfill, and it is like every 10-year-old's dream. There is dirt, hard hats, fluorescent vests, compactors, dozers, mud, garbage. How exciting. Beautiful.
Hello there.
Oh, hi there, Art. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good,
I'm just enjoying the view from cell 2.
Yeah, well, this is our last cell that we've pretty much completed, and it's now capped, and we're moving on into cell 3 behind us here. We have 5 cells on the site, though. We have cell 1 up in front of us, and again, standing on cell 2. Cell 3 is behind, and then 4 is down in that grassy area, and 5, the final cell we'll be developing, is down where those dirt piles are in the distance.
Oh, so cell 1 is covered with grass.
Yeah, what we do is we put about a 3 to 4 foot layer of clay over top, and then some topsoil, and then we put grass on it to stabilize it and ensure the erosion doesn't start to happen. And then we move on, and it's all capped so that infiltration will be minimized and doesn't get into the garbage and cause what we call as leachate.
Leachate, what's that?
Well, leachate is the water that percolates down through the garbage. I always use the analogy a bit of a coffee maker. And the
leachate tea.
Yeah, leachate coffee or tea, sure. And the water, the rainwater, the snow melt will percolate down through the garbage, and it collects the impurities. So the garbage is a bit like the coffee grounds, and then the impurities in the water, the leachate as we call it, is what has the contaminants in it, and then we collect that down below the site in a leachate collection system, which is a layer of stone with pipes in it, and it sits on top of our liner, which protects the hole underneath the site so that those contaminants can't get out into the natural environment. Right. As we have these manholes here down the site, you see those big concrete tubes.
Yeah.
And what those allow us to do is flush those leachate collection pipes to ensure that the drain holes that are in them stay open, right. And that way we make sure that system is functioning optimally.
Halton's landfill was built using a hydraulic trap design concept. The landfill is constructed below the level of the groundwater. The water pressure pushes against the landfill's liner system, helping to reinforce the liner. If a hole were ever to form in the liner, the groundwater pressure would force clean water into the landfill, as opposed to contaminants leaving the landfill. Monitors in the landfill liner detect any issues so they can be responded to right away. Halton's landfill hydraulic trap is world-renowned and is now being used in new landfill construction around the world. To protect our land, air, and water, the Halton Waste Management Site uses a number of environmental safeguards and controls. Fences on wheels can be moved in the direction of wind to stop litter from blowing around the site.
We have a crew pretty much every day going around picking up litter of some sort, either on the roadways or in the ditches. And again, that's whole part of why we're trying to keep this site as environmentally sound and ensure we're as good a neighbor for those around us as possible.
Oh, great job.
Thank you.
An on-site weather station helps monitor wind, rain, and snow levels. More than 150 groundwater wells are located around the site to evaluate local groundwater conditions.
The cells are alive with the sound of dozers.
Deanna, you're late. Hurry up. Come on up to my office.
So this is your office? It's actually called a compactor, isn't it?
It is. It's a waste compactor, and the whole purpose of the machine is to crush, tear apart, and compact garbage. So you'll see the teeth on the wheels. They're staggered so that they actually rip the bags open and tear the garbage all apart and shred it. Then it punches down, aiding in the compaction, and then the actual weight of the machine, which is roughly 80 tons, compacts it.
A GPS system is used in the compactor and dozer to ensure garbage is compacted properly.
So I'm surprised your office and the area doesn't smell like a landfill. I expected a landfill to smell. Why is that?
A lot of it is because we keep it capped with clay. So we put the clay on and that keeps the odor in, and then with the gas collection system that pulls away a lot of the gas that's used to generate the electricity, and in that gas is a lot of the odor that's created.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sherry, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Nice being in your office. I love the color. I love the backsplash.
Caterpillar yellow.
I look forward to driving this.
Okay, now you can let go. Okay?
Steve, it's looking a bit messy around here. What'd you do, have a party?
No, unfortunately not, but it will be messier before it gets cleaner, because today is the tipping face is right in this area. And the Miller trucks off the street have dumped over here. We have a container station load from the front of the site here, which is, you'll see the difference of the garbage. And we will manufacture it with the dozer and the packer.
The dozer? Let's go check that out.
Should we?
So this is a dozer?
Yes. This is a D7 bulldozer.
A D7 bulldozer. Why don't you tell me a bit about what it does?
Well, it will strip the floor out in the morning and prep the area so you get a good hydraulic connection, and then it'll start placing garbage until the packer arrives at 8:30, and then we are in full-blown operation for the day.
So Steve, what's going on? There's no seagulls around. I thought landfills were supposed to be full of seagulls.
Well, there are ones that are, but we have a Harris hawk here that keeps the vast majority of them away.
A Harris hawk?
A Harris hawk.
I gotta find out more about that. Who do I ask?
You'd ask James, your handler.
Hey, James. Sorry, Steve. Nice to meet you.
That's fine.
James, what's up with this hawk?
Well, this is Hillary. She's a 7-year-old female Harris hawk. We're here every day at the landfill, keeping the seagulls at bay.
So that's incredible, because usually there's seagulls everywhere. So she keeps the seagulls away by scaring them?
Yes, she does. She has the total bird of prey presence, and the seagulls pick up on that right away.
And so it's your job here at the landfill to take care of her?
That's correct. She's my baby.
So what happens if a seagull comes around? What do they see her and just go, whoa, and fly away?
That's about it. And if they don't pick up her presence right away, I'll let her go. She'll fly around, a few wing beats, and they're out of here.
What else do you do? Is there any other techniques to get the seagulls away?
We use pyrotechnics. On really, really windy days, you can use kites, and you fly the kite up above the seagulls.
I think I made a new friend. How much household waste do you think is diverted from the landfill every year and brought and reused or recycled?
5%.
5%?
10%.
10?
10%.
10? Well, it's 60%.
We're close.
What was that?
We were close.
Okay. Testing. I think I'm out of juice here. Oh, hey, Garrett. How you doing?
Hi, Deanna. I'm doing great. Well, you've come to the right spot. We can give you all the juice you want.
No, Garrett, I'm not talking about apple or orange juice. I'm talking about electricity, power from my microphone.
Yes, we generate power with this facility here.
Really?
Yes, because the landfill site The organics in the landfill site are broken down by anaerobic bacteria. Unlike the composting facility, where the organics are broken down with aerobic bacteria, the landfill site, the organics are broken down by anaerobic bacteria because there's no oxygen in the landfill site. And when these bacteria break down the organic material that is still left in the landfill site, they generate gas, landfill gas or methane. And in the landfill site, we have many pipes, and on those pipes we put a vacuum, and that vacuum sucks the landfill gas out of the landfill, and we bring it to this facility here behind us, and that landfill gas goes into 2 large engines, and these engines produce electricity. The electricity is going back into the grid, and currently we can probably supply approximately 1,000 homes with electricity from our landfill site. So this is really, truly green power.
So good to get away. Peace,
Hey,
quiet.
Deanna, what are you doing?
Oh, hi, Art. This is gorgeous. You'd never believe this was a waste management site.
Well, I'm pleased to hear you say that because we do strive very hard to make it look as least like a landfill as possible and be good neighbors for both the environment and our surrounding residents and the taxpayers of Halton.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what this pond is for?
Well, this is one of our surface water retention ponds, and what we use that for is to collect any water that's run off the site that hasn't come in contact with garbage, and it's collected through our surface water ditches and also runs into this pond, which then allows us to monitor any water before it's discharged into the natural environment to ensure that it's not going to harm any of the stream wildlife and the surrounding environment. Over here is another part of our monitoring program on the site. It is one of our monitoring well nests, and inside these protective casings are pipes that go down at different elevations within the different layers, geological layers in the site, and we can monitor the groundwater at those layers. And then, of course, it's taken away the same as the surface water to a lab, and it's tested to ensure that there's also no contaminants in the groundwater. The beauty of the ponds is they actually have a natural population of fish. We haven't stocked the ponds.
You're kidding, there's fish in that pond.
Yep, there's fish in that pond, and it actually is a really good sign because it shows that the pond is healthy enough to support a natural population of fish.
Well, thank you so much, Art, for your time. Now that you mention it, I did happen to bring my pole in my car today. Do you think we could do a little fishing before we have to go back to work?
We don't normally, but I suppose if you're hungry, we could give it a go and see if we can catch some lunch or something.
Sure, it's fresh. The water's so clean.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow, what a tour! I've had such a fantastic day and learned so much about the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle, and how they can have a positive effect on the environment and even extend the lifespan of a landfill. But there's a 4th R: responsible operation. We've seen here today at the Halton Waste Management Site how they protect our air, land, and water by properly managing our waste. I don't think I will ever think of my garbage the same way again.